Dad, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly rested? Not the I got enough hours of sleep rested. I mean energized, clear headed, patient, and motivated. Because if you're constantly exhausted, you're snapping at your family over small things, struggling to stay focused at work, and watching your energy just disappear, and you're sitting there wondering, where's your health gone? You're far from alone. In fact, studies estimate that 15% of fathers experience significant perinatal anxiety during the transition into fatherhood. And that's just the dads who recognize and report it. The reality is that many more fathers are silently carrying the weight of work stress, financial pressures, relationship demands, and the expectation that they're supposed to hold everything together. And after years of carrying that load, they walk into our office completely drained. Their shoulders are tight, their sleep is completely broken, their patience is running thin, and their energy is gone. And they've developed what society jokes as that dad bod. But here's the thing, that dad bod isn't simply the result of missing a few workouts. It's often a sign that the nervous system has been stuck in survival mode for far too long. Today, I want to explain what happens or why this happens and why traditional health advice often falls short and what may be the missing piece that exhausted dads finally can start feeling like themselves again. Most people don't realize that your nervous system has two primary operating modes. The first one is sympathetic nervous system. This is commonly known as your fight or flight response. The second one is your parasympathetic nervous system, often called your rest and digest or recovery system. Now, both systems are really important. Fight or flight is designed to protect you during emergencies. It's what helps you react quickly when you're in danger. The problem is that modern fatherhood creates a completely different kind of stress. You have work deadlines, mortgage payments, family responsibilities, the school activities, relationship demands, household projects, financial concerns, and often very little time to actually recover between them. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between a life-threatening emergency, like being chased like by a bear, and the chronic pressures of day-to-day life. So instead of activating fight or flight occasionally, your body starts living there, day after day, week after week, year after year. When that happens, a stress hormone like cortisol remains elevated for far too long than what it's originally designed for. And eventually, your nervous system becomes overwhelmed. This state is often referred to as dysautonomia, or dysfunction within the autonomic nervous system. When that happens, nearly every system in your body can be affected. This is where many dads begin noticing changes they can't quite explain. They start gaining weight around the midsection. They lose muscle mass. They struggle with recovery after exercises. And obviously, that feeling of being exhausted despite sleeping. Their motivation drops, their focus declines, and their patience disappears. And many simply assume they're just getting old. But what's actually happening is much deeper. Chronic stress hormones can interfere with healthy testosterone production. They can disrupt metabolism. They can increase inflammation throughout the body. They can also impact cardiovascular health. They can weaken immune function and they can affect brain function as well. This is why stressed dads often describe feeling like they're operating in a mental fog. They forget things, they lose focus, and they become more reactive. They struggle emotionally and they even blame themselves. But often, this isn't a character issue, it's a neurological issue. The nervous system has simply been under too much stress for too long. Now, here's what many dads get frustrated. Here's why many dads get frustrated. They know they need to exercise. They know they should eat better. They know they should prioritize sleep. They've heard the advice 1,000 times. But when you're already running on empty, finding the energy to do those things feels impossible. And that's because chronic stress creates a vicious cycle. You need healthy habits to recover, but your nervous system is so depleted that it becomes difficult to consistently perform those healthy habits. So dads start blaming themselves. They think they lack discipline. They think they need more willpower. But often, that's not the real issue. The real issue is that their nervous system never gets the opportunity to shift out of that survival mode. Until that happens, sustainable change becomes incredibly difficult. This is where neurologically focused chiropractic care comes in. Most people think chiropractic care is simply about neck pain or back pain, but the nervous system controls every function of your body. So, when there is neurological interference, often referred to as subluxation, it exists within the spine and the nervous system and it can contribute to dysfunction throughout the entire body. Neurologically focused chiropractic adjustments are designed to help restore proper communication between the brain and the body. The goal simply isn't to reduce pain. The goal is to help the nervous system regulate more effectively, to help the body move out of that fight or flight and back into a state of healthy recovery and restoration. What we commonly hear from dads after beginning care is fascinating. The first thing that often improves isn't necessarily pain, it's sleep. They start sleeping deeper. They wake up feeling more refreshed. Their energy begins to return. Their stress levels feel more manageable. Their mood improves. Their tension decreases. And over time, they finally feel like they have enough energy to begin rebuilding the healthy habits they've been struggling to maintain. Think of it like hitting the reset button on an overloaded system. Once the nervous system starts functioning better, everything else becomes easier. At New Ridge Chiropractic and Wellness, we don't guess when it comes to your nervous system. We use advanced neurological insight scans to objectively measure how stress is affecting your nervous system. These scans allow us to identify areas where your body may be stuck in that chronic stress pattern and where that neurological interference may be impacting your health. Instead of creating generic care plans, we use measurable data to develop a personalized approach based on what your nervous system specifically needs. Our focus isn't simply chasing symptoms, it's helping restore optimal nervous system function so your body can do what it was designed to do: heal, adapt, and thrive. Because when your nervous system functions better, everything from sleep and energy to focus and recovery can improve. Dad, you deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to have energy. You deserve to enjoy your family instead of simply surviving each day. And most importantly, you deserve to understand that feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and constantly stressed isn't something you just have to accept as part of fatherhood. Neurologically focused chiropractic care isn't just a task to add to your already full schedule. For many dads, it's the foundational step that finally allows everything else to start working. We've seen this countless times in our office where fathers regain energy they thought was gone forever. We've seen sleep improvement, stress levels decrease, pain disappear, focus returns, and families benefit because dad is finally operating at a place of health instead of survival. If you're ready to find out how stress is affecting your nervous system, the first step is scheduling your comprehensive neurological insight scans at New Ridge Chiropractic. This assessment will give us a clear picture of what's happening beneath the surface and help us create a personalized plan to help you regain your energy, your health, and your capacity to show up fully for yourself and your family. Click the link in our bio to learn more about our office and schedule a neurological insight scans today. Your family needs you, but most importantly, you deserve to feel your best.